What's up, everyone? Welcome to the third episode. Welcome back to Blunt Talk. I just needed an out, so I decided to get back into this. So I'm just going to go through what's happened the last few days that I find interesting. So I want to start out just saying thank you to everybody who's been following me, sticking around, checking this out. You guys that comment on this, even if it's to tell me how to do better. Just feeling it out as I go. And I guess one of the things I can do is just do what the channel says, give you guys my opinion. So thank you so much for the likes, the comments, the shares. About to hit the road soon, and so I guess I'll get into that first. Back in October 2019, I decided to move, got onto Facebook, started figuring out some ideas of what might be cool, where might be cool, where my services as a musician, having worked at Musicians Institute, having my bachelor degree might be more of an asset than right here in Hollywood, where every Tom, Dick, and Harry has, a degree in whatever and all that. So fast forward, I got caught up in a relationship, and that kept me from moving for a while, which, it's funny the way things like that work, but that's a whole nother Blunt Talk discussion at some other point, I think. Back to it. So I'm checking places out right now. I'm looking at Omaha, Nashville, Austin, Denver, Philadelphia. I've already got some plane tickets. I'm going to start flying around. But I realize what I'm going to do is I can't stay here in Hollywood and move forward. So I'm in the process of packing up all my stuff. Hopefully by April, I will actually have all of my stuff in storage, and I will either be moved to where the new place is, having found a place that I think is the right place for me to be, or I will have all my stuff in storage. I will have a mobile green screen audio video studio. I'm going to hit the road with my equipment, and you know what? Maybe my calling is to just fucking cruise around, go meet my friends' places, go meet new friends' places, and record what they're doing and get their message out to the world. I don't know. You guys, let me know what you guys think. If any of you guys have made it this far into the video, first of all, if you don't mind, hit a like on that. I could use the likes. But, let me know what you guys think. I mean, times are changing, and so if I'm going to make a change, now's the time. So I'll keep you guys updated as to what I find, and who knows, hopefully I can get some good input from people who have been around and know where some good places are. Who knows where the next big music scene is going to be. So what's next? Let's see. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with AOC's hour-long, I'll simply call it a rant. Here, we'll check out a little bit of it. I'll probably cut some clips. We got to make sure to try to keep us from getting in trouble. I want to be a good little boy.
Hi, everyone. Hey, everybody. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Oh, my goodness.
Look at the smile on her face. Notice this. Look at the smile. Look how happy she is. Look, messing with her hair.
Thank you for joining.
Does this look like any...
I figured I would take some time to...
Does this seem like somebody who is traumatized? No, seriously. All my veteran buddies out there, let me know. Does this wonderful woman seem like she just about lost her life? I think it was the night before this, or maybe 2 nights before. Let's
address all of you, answer any and all questions that you may have after this just
any and all
incredibly violent and traumatizing week for so many people. Hey, everybody. Oh, it's so great to see folks hopping on. Hey, everyone.
This incredibly traumatizing week. Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. It was so terrifying. Oh, my best friend. All right. Sorry. I Couldn't help myself.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to hop on and I want to talk to each and every one of you about what happened this past week, answer your questions about what happened then, answer your questions about what's happening right now, answer your questions about what, you may have, any questions that you may have about the future, the coming days, weeks, months, frankly, years ahead.
Because I'm sure she has all the answers. The big brain. I'm so happy that she is here for us.
And, I'll start by just lightly describing a little bit of what I went through on Wednesday.
Lightly describing it.
And what all of us went through. So Wednesday, as we know, was the president, frankly, assisted by members of Congress, incited an attack on the United States Capitol. This is known as an act of insurrection, an act of sedition. And frankly, he is a traitor to our country, a traitor to the United States. And I don't really think that there's any other way you can put it. There is no other way to really there's no other way to put it.
Really? There's no other way to put it. There's not half of the country, at least, that might put it another way. There's no other way to put it.
You attack our democracy. You undermine the elections of one of the most revered democracies in the world.
Russiagate what?
Oldest democracies in the world. And you've attacked our elections. You vote to undermine them. You amplify a lie to undermine faith in our systems, in our democracy, and knowingly amplify a lie. And if you are Senator Ted Cruz or if you're Senator Josh Hawley,
notice she doesn't go into any details on what the lie is, because she doesn't know.
And frankly, if you're many members of Congress, you cast that vote not out of genuine belief, but you cast it out of political ambition. And that is what they did.
All right, so I'm going to stop right there. You guys can go and check this out yourselves. It goes on. That's 2 minutes, 50 seconds into it. I'm glad that she knows what every other member of Congress was actually thinking. I'm glad that she has the power of clairvoyance and knows. Anyway, so this is one of those things that, kind of, I'll take the Peter Griffin. It grinded my gears. Check this out if you have time. It is a long watch at an hour and 2 minutes. So, but it is entertaining. All right. So here's a guy I tend to use as one of my sources before I double check my other sources. Tim Pool. You guys can think whatever you want, but I appreciate his seemingly moderate centrist approach. He actually refers to himself as being somewhat liberal and left-leaning. So it's funny because if you go online, you can find differentiating opinions, we'll call it. So just my opinion on it is seems to be a pretty good guy. But been talking a long time about Facebook and everything going on with censorship. And for probably 2 years now, I've been referring to how it's only a matter of time. And now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with shadow banning. It's coming for anybody who seems to have an idea that goes against the grain, we'll say. So it's just disheartening to see this. And at the same time that this is happening, I'm trying to move over to Minds. Probably going to move over to BitChute. I'll keep the YouTube here also as long as I can. But as they're referring to it, the purge is happening. I don't know when I'm going to say something that crosses the line. I'm just hanging out in the middle, just trying to figure out, okay, who's making the most sense, and who's got some logical arguments to bring to the table if we're going to have an argument. So this is a tough one for me, where there's a lot of this censorship going on. I want to get away from these platforms, and at the same time, in the case of Facebook, which Tim here is having a problem with, I basically, I deactivated my account, but now for me to get back and be able to connect with certain people because they're just in it, and I'm not going to blame anybody. Some people are just comfortable with Facebook, and I think a lot of them just don't know the sort of things that are in the terms of service, what they're allowed to do, what they're able to access. And if people really looked into it, they would move over to platforms like Minds, and I'm looking at some other ones. There's one, it's called PocketNet, that I've just heard about. I need to look into it. Anyway, I guess the idea of PocketNet is something like using blockchain technology. The servers will be split up and hosted in many different spots, so it cuts down on censorship. Now, unfortunately, it's not catching on. So it means that for the time being, I'm going to have to periodically activate my face. It sucks because they have access to shit that I don't want them to have access to. But in order for me to have access to my other friends, I have to go that route. And that's really, if that doesn't scare the shit out of you guys, that's a thing, I don't know what to tell you. So maybe I should have actually started off with this, and maybe I'll put this in before I even talk about me moving, because this is another reason why I would like to get out of California. I mean, I don't know how all this is going to pan out. This has actually been augmented. You notice the date on this is from August 17th of last year. Within this amount of time, there's been a new thing that adds in where they want to, if anybody from out of state works 60 days within California for the year, they will be taxed for the next 10 years. Go figure that one. Think I'm kidding? So this right here. Why would I stay in California? I mean, and how would they enforce this? Seriously, what is California going to do? Send people to other states to try to get their money? Try to sue and garnish? I mean, this is a scary proposition in and of itself. Who knows what sort of crazy shit they might come up with to try to enforce this if it happened. I can't imagine this happened. But this place is getting
really
crazy. So, who knows? So I'm trying to cut down on my profanity, try to do better, make it more family friendly. Trying. All right, so as some of you guys may know, and I may start doing more of my investment videos again, but I do invest in crypto. But this story, and this blows my mind. The New Jersey gym owner at the Atilis Gym. So they apparently broke the lockdown order and opened, and then they apparently had to have people wear masks. They said no. You really look in the story, it's a fairly long story, but it ends with the state literally seizing money out of their bank account. Literally, imagine going into your work one day that you own, and you open your computer, you're thinking, hey, maybe I'm going to pay some bills, maybe I'm going to order some supplies. You go to place the order, can't do it, it's denied. You go to check your bank account, and it's literally zeros. That's what happens here. So it's a crazy story, and this guy has been on a lot of shows since talking about the situation. The funny part is, it should be noted that this $173,000 was actually their defense fund to fight a lot of fees that they were being charged. Excessive fees. I think something like $15,000 a day. And so this was their defense fund. And that case isn't even settled. So this is the money to help pay for that case that was seized. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up with this. This owner discusses cryptocurrency solutions. When was this? 4 days ago? Yeah, see, so this is a smart way of doing it. This is one of the reasons why cryptocurrency seems to be one of the better ways to go. If you have crypto, you have it. Nobody can garnish it. So anyway, I feel bad for these guys. Yeah, so check the story out if you get a chance. All right, so imagine that you are actually a Trump supporter who went there to listen to Trump give his speech. He said, go home. You just decided to follow some of the people there. You didn't break in anywhere. You didn't do anything, but you got seen on video. And now you are declared to be a rioter. You haven't had a court case. You haven't had anything. You haven't had the chance to plead your case nor your innocence. And rather than being innocent until proven guilty, you get put on a no-fly list. And then you aren't even able to get home via the plane tickets you've most likely already bought. Let's one-up that. Fly list. Let's see. What happens if we put in Amtrak on this? Published 5 days ago. Amtrak CEO calls for Congress to expand TSA's no-fly list to rail passenger service following DC riots. So imagine you've just lost the plane tickets that you paid for. And so luckily, during COVID, you still have enough expendable cash that you could buy yourself a train ticket, but no, you're not allowed to do that. Well, what happens? What's the next step? What if they keep you from being able to rent a car? Now you're fucked. What if they block you on Uber or Lyft? This is a slippery slope, and I don't like it at all. And lastly, I'll end with, I think most of you guys know that I'm a drummer. That's my main job. I teach drums these days online, and I gig these days pretty much nowhere, since nowhere is gigging. I'm looking at setting up and getting a Twitch stream going. I mean, I already have my Twitch for my gaming channel, but I'm looking to bring actual live performances, utilizing my green screen or not, just getting a full setup in my apartment, or hopefully when I get a house sometime soon, have a full studio set up and being able to provide live music online to you guys. So again, thank you so much for checking this out, guys. Please, as always, if you haven't, smash that like button down there. Share the video. If you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. And if you can, consider supporting me on Subscribestar. You guys take it easy. You guys are awesome. And that's not just my opinion.